Hey, this is Marion Lonsdale fan, and I just wanted to do a follow-up discussion about my Mossberg 500, complete with the Hogue Zombie Killer furniture, which unfortunately they don't make anymore, and kind of adds a nice little touch to it. So, I literally paid maybe a little over $100 for this shotgun. I put the furniture on myself, so let's say it costs total of, I don't know, 170 bucks total. Used from a friend of mine. My buddy takes really good care of his weaponry, so I knew it worked. Plus, I gave it a once over, and yeah, it works great. Went ahead, took it to the 4-day defensive shotgun course at FrontSight. At my particular class, including my buddies, there was a host of people who either had high-tech Benelli's automatics, M2s, M4s, at least over 1,500 bucks. There's a few of them had real souped up 870s, and a few had Mossberg pump actions with a lot more accessories than this one. And I have to tell you that this particular real simple Mossberg 500 was able to stand toe-to-toe. Graduated the class, made just a few points short of distinguished graduate, all with a very short bead sight, real basic shotgun, and it proved to work great, no malfunctions whatsoever. But if you remember my previous video, I said that I originally started as a Remington 870s guy, and in fact I'm a certified armorer. So what's my current opinion of the Mossberg versus the 870? Well, this is just my opinion, but after using it a couple times, first and foremost, you have to say that an older 870 is always going to perform, in my opinion, better than a modern 870. We all know that it's well documented. Remington Arms Company has gone through some really bad financial issues and kind of got broken up and sold up, and part of it was due to the fact their quality control just was not there. So an old 870 is always, in my opinion, going to work a little better. But there's a couple of things that you have to keep in mind about an 870. The first is, for most of us it doesn't matter, but the crossbolt safety is not very conducive to left-handed shooters. I've even seen people trip it this way, which I can't see doing that. The safest way, of course, would just be to turn it over, but that doesn't work well. Another thing is you have to remember is that this piece is all steel. In fact, most of the inner workings, they're actually staked in. So like the shell catches are actually staked in to the receiver itself, which is interesting. Is the action slightly smoother? Well, once again, yes, if you're talking about an old 870, it just does tend to go a lot smoother. The number one reason for that is because the only thing you're really pushing back, besides the working the shell catches and stuff, is a simple bolt. It's a big, heavy bolt, and it just pulls back, feeds the next round. Whereas the Mossberg, get that, is pushing more parts. You're moving the infamous hidden carrier arm, which I will talk about later. The bolt, although is a little squarer, a little set into the aluminum frame, which does make it lighter. So yes, it's marginally a little rougher than, say, an 870. But let's talk about a couple things. And this could be minor, and there's going to be people who argue with me, and that's true. For a tactical shotgun, in terms of there's going to be a lot of manipulation you have to do, such as working a side saddle. There's a couple of things that you do have to realize with the Remington. First of all, it's heavier, so you're supporting a lot more weight using your support arm. Another thing is, remember that the shell release is here, so now you're moving this unless you've already discharged it, and now you're port loading your shotgun shell. The other thing is, of course, this carrier arm, and this one, if you can see, it's got the flexi tab. Initially they didn't have it, and the reason for that is they were having jams without it. But it can kind of get in the way. Is it up? Is it down? So is it up? Well, that makes it difficult to port load. If it's down, yeah, it's great for port loading, but now you got to push it back up to do your tube loading. What's nice about the Mossberg for fast manipulation is, first of all, the pump release is back here, so you don't need to move the hand in order to release it, whether you shoot the gun or whether you just hit that release. And it's got the infamous carrier arm that literally disappears. There it is, and now it's completely gone. It's completely empty, so now I can just load whenever, and yet it appears where it's supposed to when I port load, and it doesn't go up until the bolt's forward. And I found that to be very useful. The tang safety, I admit, took a while to get used to because I was used to the cross bolt, but with enough practice I found that I could manipulate it very well. So in the long run, I think it's just a more user-friendly gun, in my opinion. I like the lighter weight, which makes it a lot easier to wield and move. Everything is where I need it to be, and it really just seems to work. So, well, I'm never going to dispute anybody who is a 870 person, because these are solid guns, bar none. But although I started with one, although I am a certified armor from my department, yeah, I like the 500. I just really appreciate the 500 better. And it just, for such a basic shotgun, it served me well. It went toe to toe with any modern high-tech automatic shotgun, the Benelli. It was able to give me everything and serve me well, so no issues with it. I think every gun person should have one. And that's all I got.